This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google IV Panda Free Essays.
Aviation refers to the design, manufacture, operation, or use of aircraft or vehicles capable of flight. Aircraft can be lighter than air, like balloons and airships, or heavier than air, which include autogyros, airplanes, helicopters, gliders, and ornithopters. Famous inventors of aviation include Leonardo da Vinci, Lawrence Hargrave, John Stringfellow, and the Wright brothers. The history of aviation is traced to the early years, as early as the 5th century. Early aviation. The kite was the first form of aircraft that was designed in the 5th century BC. Later, Roger Bacon, in the 13th century, carried out studies and found out that, like water supports a boat, air could support a craft. The 16th century saw Leonardo da Vinci study bird flight, which enabled him to produce parachutes and air screw. The idea of the air screws, propellers, and parachutes contributed to great heights in the aviation industry. Furthermore, Leonardo set the pace in the invention of heavier-than-air craft such as helicopters and gliders. He became the first person to make scientific suggestions that contributed to the later development of the aviation industry. Aviation in the 19th century. Credible developments in the aviation industry happened in the 19th century. John Stringfellow designed steam engine-powered aircraft but failed to climb. The aircraft was launched from a wire. The period also saw British Sir George Cayley design a horizontally propelled aircraft with a combined helicopter. British Francis Herbert Wenham predicted the application of multiple wings of an aircraft using wind tunnels in his studies. A British-born Australian, Lawrence Hargrave, invented a rigid-wing aircraft in 1891. The aircraft had flap blades and operated on a compressed air motor. His invention provided hope in the aviation industry after his aircraft flew 95 meters above the ground. Another important contributor in this field is Marie Jeanne, who tested a glider with movable wings. Kites were used in testing aerodynamics and the stability of the flight. This kite box was first created in 1893 by Lawrence Hargrave, while a gigantic passenger-carrying tetrahedral-celled kite was developed by Alexander Graham Bell from 1895 to 1910. In December 1903, the aviation industry received a boost when the Wright brothers managed to make a heavier-than-air machine-powered flight. The flight spanned 120 feet and lasted for 12 seconds. The invention that has been dreamt of for a long time has become a reality. In 1908, Wilbur demonstrated full control of his aircraft when he completed a 2-hour, 20-minute flight. The Flyer was purchased by the military, becoming a successful military airplane on August 2, 1908. Between 1919 and 1926, amazing progress was recorded in the airplane field when Captain F. White made a non-stop flight journey from Chicago to New York, a distance of 1,170 kilometers. This development contributed to major turns in the postal delivery department, as mail was delivered or transported by airplanes after the creation of 14 domestic airmail companies in 1926 in the United States. Before World War I. Before World War I, the design of airplanes had improved greatly. For instance, pusher biplanes were replaced by tractor biplanes, two-winged airplanes with engines and propellers in the front of the wings. This improved the aviation industry as airplanes could travel long distances. During World War II. During this period, aircraft became a key instrument in warfare. It was used to transport weapons and to wage attacks on the enemies. This period also saw Pan American Airways emerge as the largest operational airline. It operates in 46 countries across the continents. Small aircraft production also increased, and before World War II, around 193,000 people were employed in the airline industry. After World War II. In earlier years after World War II, the aviation industry had developed high technology such as radar and aerodynamics. The period also experienced high demand for aircraft as the number of people traveling by air increased drastically. For instance, by 1945, approximately 40,000 aircraft were in demand. Because of the technology, airlines were larger, able to travel faster, and featured pressurized cabins, which incorporated sophisticated technologies. Conclusion: the aviation industry has witnessed progressive development from the 5th century to the current 21st century. The industry has witnessed a progressive development that incorporates sophisticated technology. Did you like this History of Aviation sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivpanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs without even having to register.